we are in Cincinnati, Ohio at Fur Reality, and I have Harry Thompson IV, Ian Price, and Scott Johnson, going from left to right. So you gentlemen are with
Diamond Dust Dreams.
Diamond Dust Dreams. Okay, I was going to say the name of your game, but Diamond Dust Dreams, you are a gaming company, and your games are?
We have one game currently published, Kitsune of Foxes and Fools, one more kickstarting in a couple of months called Bad Decisions, and others in the pipeline.
Very cool. And where are you out of?
I am from Warrenville, Illinois, and my assistants here are from Lombard and Elmhurst, respectively.
Very cool. And how did you end up becoming a gaming company or getting into that?
Well, I will allow these gentlemen to answer how they got into gaming themselves, but I got into writing games professionally in the last year I was at college. I ended up finding a website where Matt McFarland had some essays on gaming, and I emailed him saying, hey, I liked your essays, could you give me some advice on how to get into writing for games? And he said, well, send me a sample of what you might write if you were writing for a White Wolf product, and I'll give you some tips. And after he read my sample, his tip was, get me 10,000 words by Monday and you're hired.
Awesome.
So I got 3 freelance gigs for Vampire the Requiem out of that. And on one of those gigs, I got to work with Robin Laws. And Robin Laws, when I asked him a few years later, so how should I go about getting back into writing for role-playing games because I want to do that some more, said, you should join my mailing list. And I got onto the mailing list for RPG industry professionals that he'd started, which he has since passed off administration of because he wanted to focus on other things, but it's still going strong under other management. And through that list, I got to get advice from a huge variety of people in the gaming industry, including Steve Jackson, who told me that what I would need to do if I wanted to market a game is bring it to conventions and have people play it. So when I finished the prototype for Kitsune of Foxes and Fools, my first card game, I did exactly that. And then I was able to successfully kickstart it, proving to myself that, okay, there's a market for this game, people like it enough to pay money for it. And so then we finished the art and we got it printed, and now we are selling it at conventions.
Very cool. So what about you, Harry?
For me, I got into gaming probably when I was around the age of 11. That's when I actually started, trying to understand role-playing and stuff like that. It helped me actually understand math at an early age, because the first thing I got into is 2nd edition D&D, which, I'm sorry to say, although I love the system and it's very old, over 60% of that book is math charts. And therefore, when you are going through trying to learn fractions and multiplication, and you're growing up, this is actually a very interesting thing that helped improve my grade point average when I was early on.
Absolutely.
So I was like, I like this. It's like all the great things I love about creative writing and all the good things I enjoy about math fused into one. So I began to get into gaming, and I really started getting more serious and getting actual gaming groups when I was in college, where I found there were other crazy people like me who had this strange, interesting hobby, which has very much grown since then. A couple of years ago, fast forwarding a bit, I got into helping my good friend Ian over here and getting people and basically saying, hey, you should check out this really interesting thing because it's interesting. And this man cannot be in multiple places at once because he doesn't know magic.
Working on the teleportation issue.
Yeah, very cool.
But not solved yet.
So until then, I will gladly guide people and help them, expose them to these very great products and very interesting things. Because, well, they're both very interesting and they're both very exciting and fun to play.
It helps to have a pocket introvert on. I'm the introvert. A pocket extrovert on your sales force.
So he's kind of the Kitsune evangelist.
Little bit. That's a good word for it.
They're the Kitsune. I'm the friendly Tanuki. I make the schemes easier.
Alrighty. And Scott, what about you? How'd you get into the gaming and into this little gaming group here?
Well, I've always been into gaming since I was a little kid, back in primary school, honestly. I knew right from the start that I wanted to become a game designer when I grew up, and I kind of followed that path throughout my entire life. I got really into fantasy and traditional gaming as I grew older. I didn't really get out a lot and actually do it with a lot of people, but I was always writing short stories and doing artwork based on worlds I was designing myself throughout my life. And when I finally got into college, I wound up joining a gaming club at the College of DuPage. And that's how I eventually met these two, was through that. I wound up getting a degree in game art and design at the Illinois Institute of Art in Schaumburg. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, the field of breaking into it is not as easy as I'd like. So I've been continuing to just develop my own stuff on the side, and eventually helped with some of the beta testing for Kitsune and Bad Decisions back when they were still being roughly formed out, and decided to offer anything I could do to help out from there.
Very cool. So how did you three end up forming a partnership or what have you? How actually better, Ian, how did you con these minions into your evil plan?
Well, Harry was pretty simple. One day I walked up to him and I said, "Could you be my minion?" And he said, "Okay." And actually, for the first stint that he was working with me, his official title was Minion. But then it very quickly developed into Friendly Tanuki being a more appropriate title.
I like
Because
Minion.
He is literally a bonus to my wits.
Yep.